You know, there are some people out there with respectable addictions. Caffeine, social media, cat videos, maybe even the occasional gambling habit. But me? Nope. I'm out here overdosing on t-shirts. Yes, friends, I'm standing before you today as a broken man. A man who could wear a different horror-themed t-shirt every day of the entire year and never repeat one. I've got more shirts than there are horror sequels to Hellraiser, and somehow I just keep buying more. But like all good addicts, I've finally reached the first step on the road to recovery, admitting that I have a problem. So here it is. My name is Jim, and I'm a shirtaholic. And one of the big enablers behind my soft, cotton-based spiral into madness, that would be TeeVillain. Now, if you're not familiar with TeeVillain, it's this delightfully twisted little corner of the internet that specializes in limited edition t-shirts. And by limited, I don't mean, oh, we'll sell them until your grandma figures out how to click add to cart. No, I mean, you have a few days, sometimes even less, if the shirt is so cool it spontaneously combusts from popularity. At the stroke of midnight, Eastern Standard Time, because, well, even darkness needs a time zone, the site resets. The old design is cast into the void like a bad sequel to a good movie. And I'm looking at you, Jaws the Revenge. And a new, shiny, horrifyingly hilarious creation takes its place. And a big part of why they can afford to keep these shirts at a reasonable price, around 16 to 20 bucks, they only print one run. That's it. No reprints, no mercy, no survivors. And honestly, that's how they get you. You sit there thinking, oh, that shirt of Sam from Trick or Treat walking like he's in a 1930s cartoon symphony. That's adorable, but I'll wait. And then boom, it's gone. Just like your chances of surviving a night at Outpost 31 without a flamethrower. Which, by the way, yes, I do own the Outpost 31 postcard shirt. Because nothing says vacation like visiting a science base where the workers mutate into crab-legged death creatures. And let's talk about mashups, because TeeVillain loves them. Where else are you going to find Bruce Lee and Christopher Lee become one terrifying kung fu vampire hybrid? That's right. Game of Death becomes Game of Undeath, baby. And Christopher Lee strikes a nunchuck pose like he's about to kung fu punch Van Helsing in the face. It's everything I never knew I needed, and now can't live without. And then there's the Evil Queen shirt. You know, the one that turns her into Freddie Mercury, striking that iconic Queen rock pose with a poisoned apple instead of a microphone. Because when you think fairest of them all, naturally, you picture a Disney villain belting out Bohemian Rhapsody. I wore that shirt to a karaoke night once. 5 people clapped, 1 person cried, and I'll call that a win. Oh, and don't forget, going my way, a delightfully creepy reimagining of the Haunted Mansion hitchhiking ghosts. Except they glow in the dark. Yes, because nothing says fashion forward like having your torso emit eerie light while you're digging through the fridge at 2 a.m. And then there's my most recent purchase right here. Beaker and Bunsen, those lovable weirdos from Muppet Labs, recreating a classic monster scene with a Frankenstein version of Beaker. It's horrifying. It's hilarious. It's basically what would happen if Mary Shelley wrote The Muppet Show during a blackout. Meep meep, it's alive! Now listen, I'm not just here to praise TeeVillain like they're the dark t-shirt gods of Mount Threat Olympus. Although they might be. We need to talk about the shipping. Oh boy. So, TeeVillain claims they've upgraded their shipping process. They say orders now leave their lair at lightning speed, perhaps even via Raven. But let me tell you something. Either their Ravens took a detour through Mordor, or they're just really optimistic about what speed means. Now, most of my previous orders took about 3 weeks to arrive. 3 weeks is fine. That's slow-cooked horror shirt time. You wait, you build anticipation, maybe grow a beard. But my last order, this one, almost 2 whole months. That's just shy of 60 days of checking the mailbox like a lovesick teenager waiting for a mixtape. By the time it arrived, I wasn't even sure I remembered ordering it. It was like finding buried treasure, except instead of gold, it was a cotton laboratory disaster featuring Beaker's face, melting into science. Now, to be fair, every shirt I've received from TeeVillain has been great quality. Seriously, these aren't your typical shrink in the wash, turn into belly shirt nightmares. These bad boys are 100% ring-spun cotton, breathable, pre-shrunk, and printed with some high-end robot arm screen printing madness. And all of it's done in-house, not by demons. Probably. But if it is demons, then those demons have a real eye for twisted pop culture design and excellent cotton blends. But still, 2 months? 2 months? Even Frankenstein's monster was assembled faster, and he had to wait for lightning. I'm hoping that long delay was just a one-time fluke, because frankly, I don't want to stop buying from them. These shirts are like horror movie Easter eggs that you can wear on your chest. They're conversation starters, mood setters, and in my case, space-consuming laundry hazards. So, if you're like me, and you love horror, pop culture, dark humor, and just the idea of blending Beaker with Boris Karloff, then check them out. You can find them online at TeeVillain.com. That's villain, like the person in your favorite slasher flick, villain. Every day is a new chance to spend money on something absolutely ridiculous and weird and brilliant. But be warned, the clock is always ticking. Once that timer hits 0, that design, it's gone. Poof. Off to the underworld with it. And then you'll be stuck staring at your closet full of your shirts that you do have, sobbing. Why didn't I buy the one with Jason Voorhees as Bob Ross? Why? Now, if you enjoyed watching me spiral into t-shirt madness, then like this video, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment down below. Tell me your favorite TeeVillain design, or confess your own crippling t-shirt addiction. We can form a support group. There will be snacks and matching shirts, obviously. Thanks for watching Shirt Hoarders today. Stay spooky, and try not to burn your entire paycheck on cotton nightmares. Unless they glow in the dark, and then it's totally worth it. We'll see you next time.